everyone, and welcome back to more Mystic Destinies Echoes. We are finally back in this game. Holy crap! It's been so long, so long that I've touched this game. So hopefully I can still remember what it is that went down the last time we left off. Um, so in Cillian's route, currently at the moment, we are on. I think I can safely say that we are going to finish his route like this episode. But anyways, last time we left off, we were staying at an inn in a little town in Japan, of a ways out of the way from the main cities, I guess. So we were staying in this inn. We get after leaving Cillian for the night and being in our feelings. We get attacked. We get attacked by a cult member that like threatened the front receptionist, the lady at the front desk, to like let him in, and that's how he got the jump on us. And then we fought him off. Thankfully, also the receptionist lady, the front desk lady, came to help us as well too. And just as we were about to do some crazy stuff, Cillian shows up and he pulls us off of the assailant, and was like, "No, okay, you got him. Like, Aurelia, you don't need to go this far, even though he kind of deserves it. But like, it's that's not the point. But like, yeah. So he got apprehended, the cult's guy." And Cillian takes us back to his room to calm down and to comfort us. And then we had our cries. He apologized and, etc., etc. And then it led into how it turns out we actually knew each other. We knew each other from the past. We met in the past back in Avalon, I believe, where Cillian was just a little newbie guard. He started his job as the royal part of the royal battalion or whatever the heck, and they were making their rounds around places in Avalon, and Cillian's group was patrolling around Aurelia's village, and that's how they met. Aurelia got into a bit of trouble with some of his other guards, and then Cillian stepped in and saved her from their like, you know, like icky sort of ways. Like they were gonna take advantage of her because of her race, and because of the fact that she was like, she was the only one that kind of like was fighting back against them. So yeah, Cillian stepped in, scared them off, and then Aurelia was injured. I think she like took a tumble, and that's why Cillian went to try to look for some help. Brought her back home, and then yeah, but Aurelia didn't really remember too much of that time. I think it's because it's, again, it was a very shocking sort of like traumatic sort of moment in her life, because she thought that was before she realized that the Alpha were like asshole people. Most of them most of them were asshole people to other races. So yeah, so she kind of like blocked that memory, didn't really remember too much about it. And then Cillian, of course, didn't remember too much about their meeting, because he went on to become Sorcha's like right hand, or like he was promised a promotion to move up in the ranks by Sorcha, so long as he doesn't do this sort of shit where he's supposed to be remain duty bound for the Alpha people, can't be like sympathetic towards other races in Avalon, sort of thing. And I think she like erased his memories, partial memories of that night too, which is why they didn't really recognize each other, or he didn't recognize Aurelia. But yeah, that's what they had that heart to heart. We had that heart to heart. We had a little kiss. We kissed, and then the next morning, what's his name? Galen. I always forget his name. Galen shows up with Show. I think his name is Show. I don't even know. I can't remember. Fuck it. But he showed up with one of the dudes from the main route, and the blonde girl, and they were like, "Hey, so here's some artifacts that would help you fight Muir." It turns out that Cillian's sword is an artifact, like an ancient artifact, which sort of makes sense, because the last time he fought Muir, it was pretty effective. And then Galen proceeds to give us the other half. There's like a pair with Cillian's sword, there's like a dagger, and then so Galen hands us the dagger that goes with Cillian's sword, and it was like, yeah, so together with these two weapons, like it's more effective. And we're like, and of course Cillian was like, yeah, I'm gonna go fight. But then when he heard about us possibly having to go fight as well too, he was like, I don't know about that, girl. But we're like, no, we're down. I'm ride or die. So yeah, so we decided that we are going to go fight Muir together, and this is where we are. We teleported to wherever the fuck this is, but we actually get to see the final battle as compared to in Naoki's route where we didn't, where we just kind of skipped over that part. So yeah, we have to see. Let's see what happens. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the minute we get there, Cillian pulls me to the ground. Ow. Why? Oh. A disc of wind whizzes over my head, slicing through the pillar behind me. Oh wow. He was expecting us. Shit. Cillian pulls me closer to his body, looking unexpectedly terrified. It takes me a second to realize that it wasn't that he was scared. He was scared for me. Yeah, because as much as we are a fighter and we tough girl, we're built very delicately, unfortunately. It's just our biology. Oh no. Oh no. Sorry. Oh, who? Oh, that was a whoops. My bad. Okay, upon hearing a woman's voice, we turn to see a lady in white standing next to a familiar figure. Hey, it's, Hikaru, yeah. What's up, my guy? Last time we were there, we saw each other, you know, you were about to sacrifice yourself. So Hikaru raises two fingers in a sort of half salute, half wave before throwing up a shield of light. Okay. Into the fray interval, I guess. In the next moment, a ball of darkness crashes into it, sending a shockwave through my body. Ah. What the hell is going on here? I say, looking around at the destroyed buildings. Well, it seems the battle has already begun. Indeed, full swing. I take in the sights around me and realize that many people are actually here. Oh, like who? Like all our friends? Yeah! Hey, the SSU trio are here, looking like they've seen better days, and Rohan and a few of her followers appear to be in handcuffs next to them. You brought them along too, bro? Like, I thought they were supposed to be in jail. Oh. Let me go. Yes. You don't know what you're doing by keeping me here. Why? Unhand me. No. I am the goddess of Atlantis. No, you're not. You are in handcuffs is what you are. Jinsol steps closer to her, towering over Rohan with a sharp glare. I told you to be quiet. Oh my god, this game. Come on, game. Don't freak out now too. Don't crush under don't collapse under pressure. Before he could finish, Chi steps forward and yells at Rohan. If I have to hear you complain one more time, there won't be a god alive who can help you. Yes. With Chi and Jinsol both on her ass, Rohan shrinks quietly into the huddle of cultists. Chi looks so angry that Jinsol has to place a hand on her arm to calm her down. Alright, you got her, girl. Good job. Beyond the SSU trio, there are a lot more familiar faces. I'm pretty sure it's our crew. Yes, hello! Naoki, Julius. We got, yes, Jun, Tsubasa, Shinji. We're the Avengers! Oh my god, we are the Mystic Destinies Avengers! Tatsuya and Katsu, and Muir is our Thanos. Everyone has been trying to help us fight, and the threat of Muir is here. Yeah, everyone who has been trying to help us fight the threat of Muir is here, yes. And of course, Muir himself, yay Thanos! In a swirling storm of chaos, I can capture glimpses of Muir himself. And his luscious blonde hair. He's screaming in abject rage, and I can only assume he's completely lost whatever mind he had. The woman throws up her hands, and Hikaru's shield glows brighter. The woman turns her head to us. Yo, so what do you want us to do? Get behind us! Okay. Everyone, including Cillian and I, manage to quickly huddle behind a broken pillar, while the woman and Hikaru stand in front of us. We have to look ridiculous, with over 10 people squished together. Hello. But judging by everyone's intense or terrified faces, no one's going to be budging. Jinsol, can we get a what the fuck is going on report? Yeah, what's the deal? What's the tea? Jinsol nods and begins to give us a quick rundown of what's happened. Okay. So apparently the SSU tracked Rohan down to this temple, alright? In the early hours of last night, Jinsol called upon the Dawn team, or dragged them out of bed apparently. Really? They all found their way home somehow, some way? They were to travel north to this area to support his team of Yazu and Chi. They'd found Tsubasa, Shinji, and Hikaru had already arrived in anticipation of Muir. Okay, upon arrival, they'd already engaged in combat with the cultists, and so it ended up being an easy arrest. And a waste of their precious time in beauty sleep, claimed Katsu. Well, yeah, I feel. That is until Muir arrived, yes, and apparently that's when all hell broke loose. But that woman had appeared then, sensing Hikaru was in danger. Another divine entity. She's his mother? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I think we met her before. In the other game, the main game. I turned to look at the woman named Haruka in wonder. An actual goddess was standing in front of me. Yes, I already knew Hikaru was half god, but it was really something to see it. Jinsel finishes his explanation and looks down at my glowing dagger curiously. Right? Look at this. My new toy. What's that? Well, a gift from Lord Galen. Yes. They're supposed to kill Muir, maybe, but... what do you mean, maybe? That seems a highly doubtful bid. Yeah, well, we ain't got any other choices but to die here, right? May as well die fighting. Well, I don't know about dying. How do you propose to get close enough to stick that itty-bitty thing in his backside, right? He's got a point. We all look at the literal chaos in front of us, trying to wear down Haruka and Hikaru's shield. Silence falls amongst us as we all look on helplessly. So, Hikaru, how can we help you guys? Tsubasa's desperate cry seems to break everyone out of their frozen state. Okay. Haruka looks back at us instead, as Hikaru seems to be a bit too busy with keeping up with the shield. Oh, you're all here. Well, yes, Haruka no Kaze. Unexpectedly, a bright smile spreads over the goddess's face. She scans all of us, looking each one of us in the eye warmly. Okay. Until she lands on me. Hi. She narrows her eyes when she sees the dagger I'm holding. She turns back to look at her son. Well? Hikaru, can you hold this on your own? Not really, but if you need to do something, I'll manage. Okay, so without hesitation, Haruka drops her arms, then turns and walks over to our group. She must really believe in him. My heart would be warmed by the touching mother-son interaction, but I'm distracted by the fact that the goddess stopped in front of me. Everyone's eyes are on us, but no one says a word. She holds out her hand to me. Hello. Nice to meet you. I'm Haruka. Can I have Majil for a second? Okay. Stunned at her casual greeting and thoroughly confused, I uncertainly hold it out to her. Haruka takes it by the hilt and holds it horizontally in front of me. She starts to glow with a warm, radiant light that I've come to recognize as the divine. The dagger in her hand glows even more brilliantly though. Is she imbuing it or something? After only a few seconds, the glow leaves the goddess and she hands it back to me with a smile. Okay. A buff, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Shouldn't I be saying that? Yeah, Haruka giggles. I suppose. But I'm the one who's thankful right now, because you're going to stop Muir with that dagger. Well, how do you suppose I do that? Yeah, huh? You wanna just launch me? In the background, I hear a grunt as Hikaru starts to be pushed back by Muir. I'm sure she doesn't miss it either, but I have a lot of questions right now. What? How? What should I do? Noldoran destroys, but its mate, Majil, heals. Oh, so we're supposed to, like, heal him? Make him better? Mentally? Physically? Emotionally? I amplified its healing ability. Okay, to do what? Gah! Okay, so Hikaru's having a hard time. Oh, wait. We're interrupted by Hikaru flying backwards past us. Why is it suddenly dark? As he does, the sky darkens. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, he just changed time? The weather? What is happening? Hikaru! Haruka wastes no time in running over to her son. Now what? Hikaru? Are you good? Haruka bends down and puts his head in her lap, but Hikaru's head just rolls to the side. Oh, he's out. Oh no! We lost one! Hikaru! Dang it. Muir's laughter is the only sound that rings out over the makeshift battlefield. Okay, what? We turn to see him advancing on us, but Haruka gently lies Hikaru down and gets up. Muir immediately shoots out more of his tentacles, but Haruka cuts them down with her disc of wind as she walks towards him. You don't remember me. You don't remember me, do you, Muir? No, nah. Why would I ever remember such a weak, insignificant God. His voice all twisty, you can just imagine it. You used to be such a kind god. Well, he's sick and tired of being nice. He wants to go ape shit now. I really want to believe that you still are. Whatever you remember is dead, turned to hate by the pain the world has given me. That's just an excuse. You're not the only one the world has ever hurt. What would you understand of pain when you at least have your family? This time, a rush of black smoke comes forth from Muir, aimed not at Haruka, but Hikaru. Oh no! Protect the poor boy. No! At the same time as her yell, Haruka unleashes a blinding light from her entire being. Yay, yes, beast mode, sicko mode, yes! I'm immediately reminded of what happened with Hikaru and Tokyo in Atlantis, but this time, something's different. Why? My body feels more than warm. It feels hot. That's what I was gonna say. I was like, does it feel hot? White hot. Like my skin is being seared off. Oh, that's not pleasant. Or maybe what I'm feeling is pleasure, not pain? Huh? I can't tell. My senses are so overloaded. Okay, well, alright. The next thing I know, I'm looking into CILLIAN's concerned eyes as he hovers above me. What happened? Haruka uses flash, and it was effective. The goddess unleashed her powers. Okay. It seems that it was too much for all of us, though. We all passed out from the amount of power unleashed. Okay, that's great. Other than Rohan and the cultists who have not awakened, you were the last. Oh, I was so worried. Well, unused to hearing CILLIAN express himself like this, I feel heat rise to my cheeks as I let him help me up. Oh, looking around, I don't see a single god to be found. Where's Muir? Yeah, where did it go? Hopefully dead. Well, maybe he was obliterated by that light then? I wouldn't count on that, right? I don't think so. Yeah, I can still feel him in the chaos. Yeah, I sense the disturbance in the force. If so, then just like a phoenix, he will come back. Okay, and Haruka? Hikaru? Oh, I guess they disappeared too. Well, those two both disappeared, yeah. Like back to, the land of the gods. I don't know. We all look around at each other uneasily. Did Haruka sacrifice herself for that attack? But then Muir is still out there anyway. Maybe it'll take a long time for him to regenerate? Okay. It seems wrong to call it regeneration when chaos can only destroy. Maybe mutability would be better. Okay, he's just changed into another form as far as chaos is concerned. Okay, a familiar laugh filters through our discussion. Uh-oh. Indeed, chaos cannot be killed. There he is. Therefore, that was a very pointless sacrifice befitting a pathetic, weak goddess. Okay, okay. So, about the dagger. Before our very eyes, Muir coalesces in front of us, whole and complete. Ew, he's just like a zombie or like a, I don't know, goop? He's just goop. I am living proof that chaos will always triumph over the divine. The only thing you're proof of is how much of a pain in the ass chaos is. True. Agreed. Thirded. Think we can all agree on that one. Without any gods to protect us, we know all too well that what will happen next. What will happen if we try to fight him? Okay, well, as everyone else gets into battle stances, knowing the bleak and hopelessly brief fight that awaits us, I lock eyes with CILLIAN. I look down at the glowing dagger in my hand, and then back up to CILLIAN as he summons his sword to his side. Galen said this could defeat him, that we could defeat him. Haruka even powered this thing up before she died. This is our only chance. But will CILLIAN even let me fight alongside him? Knowing how protective he is, there's a high chance that he could get in the way. A small bit of frustration flashes in my mind. Does he truly believe I can protect myself now? Could he have changed that much? Could he have truly he truly trust me? Well, trust in me. Well, he's got no choice. If I'm wrong, then this could lose us our last chance at Muir. Attack Muir, share your plan with CILLIAN. I'm gonna share my plans. We gotta communicate. That is the key part to a healthy and, healthy relationship and a working relationship is we communicate with it. Share your plan. CILLIAN's eyes lock with mine. I desperately try to communicate my thoughts with my eyes. But I can tell that Cillian understands me by the sorrow in his blue eyes. Oh, come on, let me fight, please. Don't fight me on this, Cillian. We both need to move together to make this happen, right? The sword works in tandem, you know? I point to myself, then to him. Then I clench my hand into a fist and press it to my heart. Together, we both want to protect each other. So we need to do this together, right? Cillian stares into my eyes a fraction of a second longer before nodding slightly. I believe in you. Okay, I'm sure that's what he wants to tell me. Good, because we gotta work together. We can't just be like, you know, I want to protect you, or you can't get hurt. Like, we can't have none of that bullshit right now. Tsubasa and the others begin throwing everything they have at Muir in earnest. Cillian draws his sword, but looking down at the glowing warm dagger, a thought comes to me. If chaos is destruction, and this dagger is healing, what effect would it have on Muir? Galen had already said that Muir can't be killed by Cillian's sword, so maybe... What if we switch? Oh, Cillian, cover me! Let's go. What? I don't want anyone else to uselessly die like Haruka and Hikaru did. There's nothing else that can stop Muir, so there's no reason to hesitate. I dive into the fray, fully confident that Cillian will have my back. I use speed to my advantage and take advantage of the distraction everyone else is providing. Yes, I am speed! I am fast as fuck, boy! Using my wings, I dart in between flames, lightning, water, explosions, or whatever else. I have only 2 goals. 1. Survive. Don't die, yes. 2. Sink this dagger into Muir's ass, I'm sure not going in from the front. Oh, she's going for the booty. She says, "Sugiri Suri, I'm coming for that booty." Okay, I mean, fair enough. She has a point. Like, I don't think coming in from the front would be a good plan, or even like there's not much of a chance for it. The others seem bewildered by what I'm doing at first, but I know they saw what Haruka did with the dagger. I'll just have to trust that they can figure out what I'm doing and rely on them to have my back. And not accidentally set me on fire. Skidding under a chaos tentacle that almost slapped me away, I can see my target within reach. The booty! I'm almost there. I'm going to stab that booty. I'm coming for you, Muir. This close up, I can feel an overwhelming and impressive power emanating from Muir. It's wrong. It feels very, very wrong. It sends a wave of nausea over me, and my whole body is trying to go into panic mode. No, I can't lose my focus now. I'd managed to make a circle around him, thanks to everyone spreading out. Now, the back of Muir looms over me. Gripping the dagger with all my might, I stab it into Muir. Herg! Yes, stab the booty, or so I thought. What do you mean? The second before I can sink into his robe, I'm violently whipped away by a chaos tentacle. No! It wraps itself around my midsection, tightening and holding me in midair. The disgusting feeling from before is much stronger now. With the tightness around my stomach, I have to resist the urge to vomit. But worst of all is the fact that I dropped mid-jail upon impact. Dang it! No! No! I pointlessly reached for the glowing dagger on the ground while the others continued to attack Muir. Muir himself looks back at me without turning around, smirking. He knew I was coming. Dang it, he let me get close on purpose, that bastard. Well, can Cillian pick it up and, like, you know, use it? Another tentacle forms from the ground and aims straight for the dagger. But it's suddenly wriggling on the ground. Whoa, huh? Oh, a glint draws my attention and I realize that Cillian is standing there, sword poised. Our eyes meet each other, and in 2 quick strides, he lashes out and slices the tentacle holding me. Yes, yes, whoa! I fall and he looks half ready to throw his sword down and catch me. But at the last second, I manage to flutter my wings hard enough to catch myself. Yes, I caught myself, don't worry. Don't worry, man. Cillian looks momentarily surprised, and I'm guessing he forgot I could do that. The look is quickly replaced by something that looks like disappointment. Why? But that too passes so fast that I'm not sure if I imagined it. He's like, dang it, I wanted to catch her. No, girl, not the time. Hell, I guess I'm disappointed too. But we'll have plenty of time to play knight and princess later if we defeat this guy. I reach out my hand, hoping he'll both understand and let me do this. Cillian looks momentarily confused, but then I see understanding dawns on him. Surprisingly, he hesitates for only a moment before he bends down and grabs the dagger off the ground. He tosses it up to me, and smiling, I catch it. Yeah, let's do this. On the ground, Cillian grins back at me and draws his sword once again. Yay! I fly towards Muir as Cillian runs towards him. Muir turns towards both of us, ready to whip us away with another tentacle. This time it's large enough to wipe us both out. Ouch, guys, my backup. But Cillian cuts right through it. Not wasting my opportunity, I grip the dagger as tightly as I can and dive right at Muir. And this time, the dagger connects with his back. Okay. Ah, God, I thought I was gonna stab him in the butt. That would have been pretty funny. Black smoke like steam begins to rise from the wound in Muir's back, and greenish black blood spurts out of my hands and face. Oh, spurts out on my hands and face. Ew. At the same time, Cillian, yelling and running at full force, comes and thrusts his sword right into Muir's chest. As blood spurts out on him, he doesn't bother to pull the sword out, but rather drives it in further with a look of raw determination. The dagger immediately begins to glow white hot, burning my hands along with the blood on my hands, and I'm forced to let go. Ah! Hot. Very hot. I turn and fly away from Muir, half in a panic. But before I can get far, Cillian grabs my hand, forcing me to land. I only have a chance to look at his worried eyes before he pulls me close to his chest, and I can't see anything more. My mind wildly races as Muir continues to scream in agony, and I realize that the only sounds anymore are his screams. Is he, like, imploding? Everyone was attacking right up until the last minute, providing backup and distraction for Cillian and I. But since they stopped, Muir really must be dying. I killed Muir. Well, I should be happy, but... His screams of raw agony are only driving that painful knife of guilt further into my heart. Wow, you are very empathetic. I mean, I get it, because, like, you know, he's so bitter of people betraying him and, like, losing the one love of his life, but seriously, though. But is this why Cillian grabbed me? Cillian continues to hold me protectively throughout all of this, and I can feel that if I even tried to move, that I couldn't. I close my eyes, and after what feels like an eternity, the screaming finally stops. Wow, did I ever come to the party late? Who's that? God damn it. What? Huh? That sounded like... Who is that? Cillian finally lets me go, and I look at the people who have just arrived through the entrance. Takumi? Oh, Takumi! And I guess the rest of the other guys. Pax? Pax is here? Wow, wow. Takumi is holding Pax by the arm, and it doesn't look like she's come here of her own volition. No. Oh. I thought she had a bit of a, character development. Still, though, her look of anger turns to one of shock as she looks at Muir, who has now collapsed to the ground. For several seconds, she stands there, gaping at him, before shrugging Takumi off. Hey. No, she's gonna do her magic thing. But Pax doesn't run away, back through the entrance. She runs straight to Muir. Rude. Good job, Detective Arai. Takumi gives an elaborate bow. One heart of Muir delivered at your service. Yes, Takumi stands up. You guys owe me big time. Yeah, how did you even find her? You're just lucky your ass wasn't at ground zero like the rest of us. It might have been more helpful if you were here earlier too. Has anyone ever told you guys that you are seriously ungrateful? It's not like you had to deal with a grouchy pirate that reeks of alcohol the whole way here. No, don't worry, Takumi. You'll be handsomely rewarded. Yes, now that's what I like to hear. Can someone explain what the hell is going on here? Yes, please? Yeah. It's very simple. I was able to decipher the prophecy. The correct one is here. Naoki takes out a piece of paper with neat handwriting and shows it to me and Cillian. Right. Give me this is the correct prophecy where it's like his heart of Muir is supposed to calm him down, and then he's supposed to go back to whatever. So yeah, in time before the fall, the end and the beginning, peace and order reigned. The dazzling light of the corrupted sea god protected the promised land and its people, but even his light could not protect them from their own distortion and falsehoods brought about their fall, and with it came the fall of the light and invitation of chaos. The Afro High consumed him, changed him. The priestesses sealed their god away. In a blink of an eye, they were all gone. All but one was erased. The soul of the sea was locked away, lost to all, even himself. A mad god, filled with regret and pain and rage in the darkness of betrayal. He will sleep and sleep. Civilizations will rise and they will fall. One day, dawn will come and wake him. She will bring his heart to him. But his hatred will be what unleashes him. If both heart and lost divinity does not reach the soul of the sea, beware the chaos that shall consume the world. Unite the sea with his heart, and shine the light upon his shadows. There we go. The heart that's mentioned, Jinsel and I deduced that was Pax. Yeah, Pax. I think back to another time I heard Muir's heart and Pax mentioned together. Right. Wait, yes, it's right. What did that cultist mean by all that heart of Muir crap? Pax stops walking for a moment, and I know she knows something. Do you know anything about Muir? Pax turns around with a cold fire in her eyes. All I know is that I'll never let him have me. Well, Nereids were the priestesses of Atlantis, right? Yes. Guess it shouldn't be a surprise that she's linked to him, but when they say heart, do they mean... We can only surmise she is somehow bound to him, most likely his lover. Yes, she is. But how, right? Muir has been sealed thousands of years. Well, she's reincarnated, I'm pretty sure. I look back over to Pax, who's crying over the dead Muir, and it really drives in that they're not lying. She never mentioned him before now. I can explain. Okay. I can explain. A high-pitched, almost petulant voice comes out of nowhere, or rather, comes from everywhere. We all look around to try and identify where the voice is coming from. It's, yes, them. A woman, a tall man, and Hikaru of all people solidify next to Pax and Muir. Hey guys. The man's voice sounds strangely familiar, but I'm certain I've never seen him in my life. He rescued us. I feel like my mind is going to break trying to understand what the hell is going on. This is Tsuneka no Mikoto and Tokyo no Mikoto. They are extremely powerful time gods. Hikaru, you don't have to lie. You can just say Tsuneka is the powerful one. We all know it. To humans, you're both powerful. Besides that, you saved all of our lives back in Atlantis. Yes, we did. Tokyo puts a hand behind his head, looking bashful. That was nothing. Just lending a helping hand. Okay, great. Hikaru looks back at our motley crew. At any rate, these two intervened once again to save me and my mother. Yay, your mother? You mean she's alright? Well, I sure hope so. Yes, thankfully. While you were all unconscious from the sheer power she exuded, these two came and took us away. They helped heal our injuries. Mother is resting now, but I think she'll pull through. But it's all thanks to them. Yeah, I just needed your help with the ritual. Don't get used to me saving your ass. Damn, guess I'll have to actually start trying not to get my ass handed to me. Tokyo burst into a snort of laughter. You better. Tsuneka's heart changes from moment to moment, so you never know. Tsuneka slowly walks towards Muir and Pax, stopping in front of them. Her expression doesn't change as she looks upon them, but something about her eyes seems to soften a fraction. I suppose I bear some blame for the way Muir turned out. If I had helped him back then, he might have never been corrupted by chaos. Tsuneka looks around at all of us and begins circling the room very slowly. Do you want to know the story? Yes, please! Spill the tea, sis! Muir was one of the nicest, most peaceful gods I had ever met. He was considered a very weak god, though, and he kept to the heavens. He spent his time very simply in his little wooden cottage, and with nature, and didn't bother anyone. In many ways, his existence was completely opposite of mine. Tsuneka looks down at Pax, who is staring at her silently through wide, teary eyes. But one day, he met a mortal woman named Chessa and fell in love with her. She was killed during one of their adventures and fell off a cliff. Dang. Muir came to me, begging me to turn back time. I refused. Time is no plaything for anyone, not even me. Muir lost himself in grief and turned to chaos to have power to try and resurrect Chessa. For his sin, he was cast out of the heavens to live as a fallen god. He made an uninhabited island his prison. I felt some guilt, I guess. I returned Chessa's soul to the cycle so that she would be born again one day in the future. I informed him of this, and he was content enough to wait on his little island until she came back. People discovered the island protected by a benevolent god and flocked to live there. It became known as Atlantis. The rest I am sure you all know. The Alpha corrupted the city, desiring it for themselves. As usual. They're such petty fucks, you know? Okay, anyways, they caused great chaos in the city. This caused Muir's weak chaos-imbued powers to grow unstable and to grow more powerful. Soon he lost his mind. There was only one way to stop a chaos god, and that was to seal him away. Okay. Seneca smirks as if tasting something bad and looks at Hikaru. Hikaru stares steadily back before returning a somehow tired smile. I know a thing or two about that. Your mind, being cooped up for thousands of years, doesn't do it favors if you're already unstable. But Muir had the bonus of chaos also coursing through him. And so that's how he became the Muir you all know and love today. Of course, he was sleeping until a certain ship passed over his territory. A ship carrying his heart that he had been waiting for. Yes, Pax, no. With her in reach, Muir fully awoke, reaching for his love. Only to be cruelly rejected as she ran in fear. It could have been a tragic end in his tragic story, but Muir decided to make it into an entirely new one. Chaos is nothing if not fickle, eh? Yes, okay, now what? And you all know the rest of our sad tale very personally. We all stare at her, breathlessly silent over all these new details. It was impossible for me not to feel terrible for Muir. I know we did the only thing that we could, given the circumstances, but had there been no other option? No way to save him? Well, Katsu breathes 4 little quiet words. So I was right. You were right. Seneca looks down at Pax, who is holding Muir's lifeless body with a blank look on her face. Do you remember, Chessa? Chessa. Pax closes her eyes as if letting the name settle within her mind. I remember bits and pieces. More than I remember, I feel. What is it that you feel? Seneca's voice was low, almost sensual, as she questions Pax. I find myself mesmerized by the goddess. There's something about her that's truly on a different level than all the gods we've met so far. Wish we had her around when we fought Muir, but I guess she could have gotten corrupted too. Imagine a goddess like Seneca on a rampage seemed like more than I could handle, so I tuned back into the conversation. I feel loss, okay? Grief. Heartbroken. Good. Embrace those feelings. What? They are the same as what he felt for you. Don't you think he deserves to have you know even a bit of his pain? Pax looks surprised, but soon her expression crumples in on itself. In the seconds that followed, so did heart-wrenching sobs. As Tokyo looks on, I can't help but notice his jovial expression turns upset. These gods have been through so much more than I can imagine. I find myself clutching CILLIAN, who is still holding me tighter. To lose the one you love, I finally understand just a little of how they must have felt. We were so close to losing it all too. My heart aches, hearing my former friend's pain rip through her. Knowing that this was the same pain that had driven her past lover to this very end. Knowing that I was one of the people that took them away from each other again. I feel tears begin to stream down my own cheeks, and CILLIAN silently holds me tighter. Seneca. Hikaru's low and quiet voice carries easily through the scorched battlefield. Seneca doesn't respond at first, continuing to walk in slow circles as she watches Pax cry. So what now? Don't you think it's time, Seneca? Right. She sighs and stops walking. What a funny turn of phrase. You humans know nothing about the true nature of time, yet you have so many words obsessing about it. Time is me, and I am time. I am one with the Force, and the Force is one with me. I decide its flow. However, I don't feel like exerting any more energy than necessary today. And time has nearly run out for this troublesome bastard. Yeah. Are you ready, darling? Darling. Seneca gives a brief but sharp nod. She then straightens her posture and places her legs almost like a ballerina. Seneca languidly reaches out to Tokyo, leaning her head back as she stares him in the eyes. The motion is somehow so seductive, so unheeding of the huge audience that watched her, that I almost felt like we should all leave these two to themselves. In two strides, Tokyo reaches her hand, wrapping his much larger one around her own. Hikaru rolls his eyes and casually strides over to the two. What are we doing? In contrast, he simply leans on Tokyo's large shoulder with his elbow, waiting. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Wow. Pax looks up at Seneca, red puffy eyes and all. If you could do it again, would you spend your life with Muir? If he could return to how he was, then yes. At any cost? Pax's eyes narrow, but she doesn't hesitate. At any cost. Okay, well, not exactly the character development I was hoping for, but okay. Seneca smiles, then raises one elegant hand, and then, okay, this is our divine end. Yay! I figured, because I think the point where we can get our chaos end or the bad end is when we kind of go on ahead to doing our own shit without trying to communicate with CILLIAN what we were trying to do. It's been 2 months since our grand showdown with Muir, okay? Things around Japan are starting to get back to some sense of normalcy. The events of the cult of Muir almost seems like some kind of fever dream. But it's clear that it's not when we see news about upcoming trials of the cultists, or reports on those they've injured being released from the hospital. Not to mention, not all of the damage is repaired in town. But still, compared to a few months ago, with the threat of death looming over us every day, things are much nicer. I look up from my letter that Pax, or I guess Chessa, sent me. Okay, so she's well. Where she is now, there are no phones or internet connectivity, but I'm still surprised to see the letter. Yeah, which is nice. She still writes. She's like not mad at us anymore. We never rekindled our friendship, okay, maybe not, which had been built upon a rocky surface anyway. Some relationships are just not healthy for either person at that point in their lives. And we got ourselves into so much trouble deluding ourselves anyway. In the end, we had both changed so much and had different lives now. In Pax's case, it was quite literal. Yeah, she has a whole change of identity. Seneca, Hikaru, and Tokyo had completed a cleansing ritual, the first of its kind, that they had apparently been working on since all this stuff began. A ritual to cleanse chaos from divine individuals. And miraculously, it worked? It actually worked! Yay! Not only had Muir not been dead yet, but their ritual seemed to restore him somewhat. That's nice. When he awoke, his sanity had been restored as far as we could tell. Seneca claims she only did it because she never wanted her or Tokyo to be corrupted without any way to fix things. But looking at the tenderness in his eyes as the Pax and Muir held each other crying, or as Pax and Muir held each other crying. I don't know why the is there. I'm not sure why, but I think she saw a bit of herself in them. After that, Seneca had offered to restore Pax's memories. Being a time goddess, it was as simply as turning back time for a part of Pax's mind, she had said. It was clear that it was a one-time offer. But after some hesitation, Pax took it. She said that she didn't have anything terribly important she wanted to remember from this life anyway. Honestly, Pax's life has been a series of mistakes and escapes from both the law and reality, so I wasn't too surprised. She had spent more time drunk than sober anyway, and I always wondered what it was that she had been trying to escape. But maybe it was more that she was trying to fill that void within her. Those missing memories and her missing love. Is Pax more Chessa now, or is she more Pax? Was there ever really a Pax to begin with, or was it always Chessa trying to drown her sorrows? Maybe. I can't answer that question, and I don't really care to. What matters is that Muir and his love are somewhere out there, together, yeah, getting a second chance to live their lives together, yes. And what matters is that I earned the opportunity to do that with the one I love. It's as I'm thinking this that I hear familiar footsteps coming towards me. Oh, hello! I look up to face the one who has brought me so much peace and joy in my life. Well, if it isn't Lady Aurelia, yes, hello. The coy look in his eyes and the playful smirk on his lips tells me exactly what kind of mood he's in. To what do I owe the pleasure of your company, Sir Knight? Oh, and he does a little kiss, a little hand kiss. Stepping closer, he kisses the back of my hand, a gesture he's taken to doing recently. And yet, despite being used to it, a blush spread across my cheeks. I wonder. Well, if you don't remember, maybe I should just go. He's like, no. Cillian chuckles, his grip on my hand tightening just enough for me to not pull away. Don't worry, I could never forget. How was your visit to the Sylphs? Is your family well? They're doing better than I expected. They were concerned over my burns, but I told them that they're healing just fine. At the mention of my burns, Cillian nods, his thumb brushing across the back of my hand. His own burns have almost completely healed as well, and we both have the gods to thank for the help. It was terrifying, honestly. Hikaru informed us that the chaos could take over your body through an injury caused by it. Ooh, okay. But thanks to their divine healing, we're almost free of it. Wanting to change the subject, I hover a bit and poke his cheek. And what about you? Don't tell me you're just stalking the halls waiting for me to get back. Cillian laughs lightly at my joke, a far cry from when we first met. If this was a few months ago, he probably would have taken that seriously. I just finished speaking with the High King Lachlan. He gave his approval. Oh, now I may spend half of my time in Avalon and half with you in Yoru. Oh, really? That's great news. Indeed. I will now be able to better monitor the knights and other affairs here. Right, the soldiers. Ever since the nonsense a few months ago, Cillian has been trying to help the royal family in changing things here. Including stopping the abuse some of the alpha soldiers have been committing upon weaker races, like the Sylphs. Yay. It's almost a historical tradition for alpha soldiers to run about unchecked as they do whatever to my people. But with the change in the power here, things have been different. Now the soldiers have to remain, dare I say, respectful. And Cillian is a huge part in why. How are you going to manage that? Oh, I have my ways. He pulls the pendant from within his shirt. Oh, this is a portal stone that was handed down to me, while I was re-establishing myself as the Knight of the High King. I also made sure to inform everyone of its power. If anyone steps out of line, I will know and be there at once. Okay, nice. He tucks it back into his armor, looking deeply satisfied. Wait, you'll know? How? Immediately? How? Yeah. Does it even have that sort of power? Cillian gives a smirk, an almost evil one, and I feel a small chill run down my back. However, he doesn't answer me, and instead he pulls me closer by the hand. The day is ending, but the night is just beginning. Shall we head off, my lady? Wow, okay. The light of the setting sun warms his face and hair and illuminates the softness of his expression. I smile and squeeze the hand holding mine. Still not gonna tell me where we're going? Cillian shakes his head, his soft hair brushing across his eyes. It would not be a surprise if I did. I want to show you something special. Okay, my chest feels like it's going to burst, but I managed to keep it cool. Alright, if you say so. I move to leave, but Cillian stays still. The smile on his face doesn't leave, and I almost think that it gets softer. Aurelia, what? He says my name so softly, so tenderly, that I can't help but blush again. Yeah? Okay, smooch, a kiss? Cillian moves closer to me. My voice is a small, weak whisper, and the intensity of his gaze takes my breath away. Cillian takes a breath, pausing for a moment before speaking. I never thought that I would have someone like you in my life. It is beyond my imagination, and I never want to be without you again. He looks as if he's going to say more, but instead he leans down, his lips brushing across mine. I love you, Aurelia. Thanks. Me too. There's something different in his words, something stronger than usual. It's as if there's something more he wants to say, but is restraining himself. And yet, instead of anxiety, I feel content that he's simply waiting to tell me. I love you too, Cillian. So much. Aw, so sweet. His lips press against mine almost desperately, and I kiss back just as hard. The kiss, while warm and soft, is restrained in its intensity. The soft spring breeze reminds me of where we are, but his lips broke no resistance. Okay. I'm breathless by the time he finally pulls away. He brushes my hair out of my eyes, that same loving smile on his lips. I have so many things I wish to say to you, Aurelia, but this is not the right place. Shall we be off? Okay, I nod, always ready to go anywhere with Cillian. I follow him as he leads me through the castle corridors. I can't help the grin on my face as I follow the man I love. After everything that happened, I still can't believe that I could ever feel so at peace. Cillian and myself. We both changed so much since we first met, and since the struggle with Muir. To think this happiness stems from a mistake of my past. If I went back in time, would I do things differently? No. Cillian looks back at me as we step over a threshold leaving the castle. Perhaps from some distant time and space, the answer echoes back to me. No, yes, I wouldn't change a thing. Is that the end? Ah, that is the end. I didn't know what that says. It just says Coda. Why does it say Coda? But I don't know. But anyways, that was it. Yay! Our divine end. We finally finished another route. Another route completed. Yes! Okay, so that just means that we only have his chaos ending left. I think I'm gonna leave that to a separate episode by itself, like I did the same thing with Naoki, because with that I'm also going to give my final thoughts on what I thought about his route or his storyline. So yeah, I think that would be a sufficient episode. Again, I also want to keep it nice and neat for you guys and organized, so if you guys only just want to, for those of you who only just want to see his bad endings and just, you know, keep to this good ending here, then that's a separate video for you. But anyways, there you go. Thank you guys so much for all your patience once again and tuning in and coming along with me to complete yet another story, which Cillian, our main lover here, Cillian this time. And yeah, so tune in next time again for his bad ending, final thoughts, and then we move on to the next dude, which I think it's safe to say that I can finally move on to the intended guy that I was going to do after Naoki, which is Jun, because if we what do we do? Where do we go? I think if we go begin, oh no, not that, no. Where did I go to see the thing that I totally completely missed out on in when I first started this game? I don't. Yeah, here, Dawn Files. Oh, that's weird. Anyways, yeah, so here. I don't know why it's still only highlighting that, but whatever. We can always just hit begin and then go on our merry way to catching up to the point where we can start choosing our dudes, and it'll be Jun this time, because again, he's in line with the order anyways. We kind of got these two mixed up in the beginning, but it's fine, it's all good. So yeah, like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to my channel, because again, I am still on a semi hiatus. My schedule is just all over the place, you guys. Like, I'm telling you, when I don't know when I will get opportunities to record, I really mean it. I really do. Like, it just comes and goes, and it just catches me off guard all the time. So yeah, I'm trying my best for you guys. I really am. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your patience and your understanding, as always. And for those of you, I only say to subscribe and to turn on the notification bell on my channel, because again, if you guys shoot me messages regarding on certain playthroughs, like when is the next time I'm gonna upload either Amnesia or Mystic Destinies, I'm not too sure. The answer, I don't think I can give you an answer, because I don't know myself. So that's the surest way to know when the next time I'm going to upload for you guys. Otherwise, I'm still active on the channel, so if you comment on my videos or send me a message on anything else, I will still see them, and I will answer to the best of my abilities. But otherwise, thank you again. But for now, see you next time. Bye!